Hello Nabota City, hello the Philippines, and hello world. Mi nombre es Jun Latimeres Servano de Bangkulas National High School. I am a junior high school English teacher for grade 7 and 8. I proudly present to you my results-based performance management system, electronic portfolio, known as the RPMS e-portfolio. Let us begin the beginning. In this pandemic school year 2020-2021, I am so happy that you could join me on this new adventure. Many of you are intrigued by what the school can offer as a fresh start with your electronic portfolio. Whatever your background or experience may be, you can definitely benefit from this, especially that I am the class advisor for 7th grade Galileo Galilei, because let's face it, having online classes will have a good deal for this school year. Online instruction is a real thing, and with the way we see, look, and perceive things in the world of education here in the Philippines, it is not going away anytime soon. May I present to you the 5 key result areas. First, the content, knowledge, and pedagogy. Next is the learning environment and diversity of learners. It is ensued by curriculum and planning. The fourth one is community linkages and professional development. Lastly, the plus factor. In the previous school year, there are 11 priority strands for classroom observable. However, in this pandemic school year, 7 out of 11 strands are needed for RPMS school year 2020-2021 classroom observable. Of course, only 3 of these 7 classroom observables are subjected to classroom observation. These are the applied knowledge of content within and across curriculum teaching areas. Next, plan and deliver teaching strategies that are responsive to the special needs of learners in difficult circumstances. And select, develop, organize, and use appropriate teaching and learning resources, including ICT, to address learning goals. The objectives are needed to complete the KRA 1. For Objective 1, the applied knowledge of content within and across curriculum teaching areas, I have used my Inter-Observer Agreement form, which is the Project Star Patrol Final Observation slated on April 26, 2021. In this segment, I included the ILTG known as the Individual Learning Tool Guide and one of the slides of my thesis presentation. I targeted a love folktale that underlies the ESP, English, and Araling Panlipunan. In this school year, I ensured the positive use of ICT in facilitating the teaching and learning process through different internet platforms: Facebook, Canva, Microsoft Teams, Gmail, and Google Workspace. I use the Google Drive in saving files and share it to my colleagues and students. The Canva was used for designing Facebook posts, presentations, and videos, while the Microsoft Teams was used for attending trainings and seminars. Students sent their accomplished task to my Gmail account, and of course, the Google Workspace was used for Google Docs, Slides, Meets, and Calendar. As a teacher of English for both grades 7 and 8, I applied various range of teaching strategies that help my students develop their critical and creative thinking, together with the metacognitive skills. The school has introduced and implemented the school-based activity sheets, Dev and Navota's learning modules, school-based learning management system through Facebook.com. I created different pages for different sections and grade levels that had greatly helped in distributing and collecting accomplished tasks from my students. If you have never learned in an online class before, it can sound a little intimidating and will cause worry about how the class will be taught. I'm here to tell you that when it comes to online English language teaching, you have nothing to fear. There are plenty of ways to convey and learn information, interact with classmates, me and other teachers. You will be surprised how easier it really is to use different types of technology. Who knows? It may even inspire you to use more technology in learning like in face-to-face classes. And it goes with the learning environment and diversity of learners, the KRA too. During my pre-observation up to the final observation, my English education supervisor, Dr. Marco Maduranda, and assistant school principal, Ms. Judith Gutierrez, assisted and lent me their hands in targeting a well-established learner-centered culture by using teaching strategies that enable to respond in linguistic, cultural, and socio-economic religious backgrounds, one of which is a third quarter fourth MELPS in English 8. It was timely that analyzing literature as a mirror of shared heritage of people with diverse backgrounds laid on my hands. I used the RPA or the read, pause, and analyze strategy in scaffolding my lesson to my English 8 students. And of course, in my final observation, our school principal, Sir Carlos M. Oro, also gave me remarkable remarks in my final observation with the presence of my EPS and assistant school principal. Through a series of classroom observations and technical assistance, I finally received high remarks for 2 classroom observations. The first was dated on February 15, 2021 with a grade of 666, while the other was on the 26th of April of the same year with a grade of 777. These were very remarkable for me. DepEd orders and memoranda had led to the creation of the DepEd Navota Cities Integrative Assessments for the second up to the fourth quarters for the school year. Holistic and authentic approach in using the most essential learning competencies integral for understanding student development and learning were among the integrative assessment task goals. Both the teachers and students had practically used their integrative assessment for the needs of learners. These are the tech-savvy students, less tech-savy students, and the non-tech-savvy students in difficult circumstances. I am for sure this will be used for the next curriculum year. Constructive feedback for students is among the secret ingredients in providing timely and accurate in improving any learner's performance that achieves a positive outcome. Corroborating the ICT and the English strategies help the students to deliver a job well done tasks. Similarly, corrective feedback comes in handy. Students will inevitably make errors as they learn new skills. Corrective feedback is one of my tools for addressing errors and solidifying expectations in any mode of delivery that affects student learning and success. Although online English teaching shares many similarities with face-to-face instruction, it undoubtedly comes to its own learning challenges and curves. That's why we are here. So have no fear. I will walk you through ins and outs of the ESL instruction bit by bit. First, the Department of Education has developed the most essential learning competencies to address the challenges brought about by the global pandemic. Its negative impact in the educational system, which includes but not limited to the shortened school year, limited face-to-face interaction of teachers and learners, and other instructional delivery related concerns, pose serious problems. Second, it was done to ensure that the grade level standards for grade 7 and grade 8 set for each learning area are still attained. In the process of identifying the MELs, the endurance criterion was used as a sole determiner. This is the KRA4 or the Curriculum and Planning. It is the role of the subject provides the literacy and oracy skills necessary in acquiring content knowledge in other learning areas. The last priority strand in the classroom observation is Objective 7. I present to you my two classroom observation forms, proper selection of English, and the ICT strategies, organize a flow of teaching, had led me in developing a very useful blueprint to address the learning goals. In this COVID-19 virus outbreak, online learning for both students and teachers is one of the growing trends in the Philippine educational system. It overlaps with the distance learning umbrella, which contains self-learning modules, television, radio-based instruction, and video conferencing as such. These types of distance learning encapsulated that these learning instructions were not significantly different from regular classroom learning in terms of effectiveness. One of the main vehicles that teachers get feedback on their classroom observation is the constant and mandatory lesson observations, specified with the school, STO, and regional's memoranda on classroom observation. Next, the time frame of the classroom observation is also important, in which the teacher has to give to his immediate supervisor the availability of his teaching demonstrations. At the end of the day, we teachers are capable of acquiring new understanding, knowledge, behavior, skills, and attitudes. Also, it is the ability to adapt what you know and know how to do and adapt it under a changing variety of circumstances, which the ability to learn is one possession of a human. What are you seeing right now are some of the modules I validated for the self-learning modules for Deaf Ed the Bota City, and the modified ILTDs with different tasks for tech-savvy, less tech-savvy, and non-tech-savvy students. As the COVID-19 virus surge, I firmly believe the KRA4 community linkages objectives have helped me a lot in establishing relationships with the parents, guardians, and the rest of the school community. Moreover, virtual education is a great deal of innovation in the teaching world. It is about how the students use the technology in empowering them to become lifelong learners who are the agents of change by attending webinars and trainings. The Napo School in a Box, which I use for distributing modules and lesson plan under the help of our school and SDO Nabota City. Of course, the participation of various seminars, trainings, and speakerships has elevated me in my professional ethics and networks. Among these are the Project Star Patrol, Project Reading Literacy Caravan, Reading Demonstration Exposition, Project Avatars, Learning Action Cells, Guidance ESP Trainings, Thames International, Flex to Learn, and a lot more. My presence in sharing my expertise as an innovative and empowered teacher has found it a way to spell in different seminars, either face-to-face or virtual trainings. The collaboration of other colleagues greatly elevates good practices and continuous professional learning. Some of these are the trainings in developing rubrics for integrative assessment and flex to learn of the things international. I thank my school principal, assistant school principal, English education program supervisor, and colleagues in this segment. I know this is the excellent time to share, especially for those who are truly inspired to be the best. Flown like rocket ships and taken by the time with no rush. Developing and illustrating globally competitive features are the principal direction of this project Star Patrol, which conglomerates knowledge, values, and skills among the raters in achieving updated and attuned competencies in the RPMS PPST abstraction for teachers during classroom observations. Well, this provides a good partnership for good opportunities, which reminds both the raters and the ratees about the goals and its importance. It is a chance that offers positive, negative, positive approach as regards in the responsibility in tracking and recording significant measures through performance monitoring and coaching form and classroom observation tool, results-based performance management system usages. And this one is the plus factor for the KRA 5. The school developed a project of Port-Aral known as Alternative Reciprocal Acquisition of Learning to address the issues and problems in the adoption and implementation of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan. Suggested strategies in implementing distance learning delivery modalities for school year 2020-2021. At first, I was hesitant to be a class advisor in these challenging times. Yet I realized there's nothing to be afraid of whether you commit mistakes, not just with the strategies, but in the lesson plan. It is a matter of embracing your skills and tasks profoundly. You should always have these 3Ds which you cannot see in the big screen or the silver screen. And these are the drive, determination, and discipline. Once again, I am teacher Clay Servano, giving you love, life, and freedom. Shine bright! Let the play of better spell begin.